Welcome to the Calm Professional Podcast. Today, I have got one heck of a guest for you to hear from. When I tell you he has come from the mean streets of Texas all the way to Vietnam, ended up at Fort Bragg, North Carolina, the stories that you are about to hear are going to leave you jaw dropped, earth shattered, all of that wrapped into one. Stay tuned, and you're going to see who we have up for you next. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I can't wait for you to hear from Mr. Roy Turner, who is our guest today. His stories about Vietnam are unmatched. They will capture you and draw you right in to what's going on. So I can't wait for him to tell you these stories so that you can hear them for yourself. And I think it's very important for us to document some of these stories because these stories are starting to go away, and we're not going to be able to hear or know what actually happened in these situations. When I tell you about a calm professional, we're about to see one right here. So without any further ado, Mr. Turner, my great friend, my godparent, please take it away. And we're just going to let you just start just by telling us exactly what made you go to the military in the beginning.
When I graduated from high school, I looked around. The place I lived wasn't no big city. It was a pretty good size, but just the school I went to, all my classmates that when we graduated, we had you had one of them little class parties and so forth after graduation. And come to find out the next day, it seemed like it wasn't nobody there but me in town. I said, dadgum, I'm the only one. I messed around there and got a job doing furniture work. They building church furniture. And I work in the finishing room. We finish after they build them. We spray paint them and sand them and put lacquer coat in the coat on them and shipping them out. I did that for about a year. And I said, I'm getting tired of this. I said, ain't nobody here but me. I don't know nobody. I said, I think I'm going to join the reserve. And that's what I did. I went and joined the reserve. And I didn't know I was going to be leaving that fast going to basic training. And I went basic training at Fort Polk, Louisiana. Graduation and so forth. Everybody left but me. I had a stay while I was there in base. The NCOs that trained us, I stayed back with them, and they were giving me the lowdown on what to do because the next cycle was coming in. They was telling me what to do and how to do it and how to act and so forth. I said, hey, man, I messed around there. The cycles, the new ones coming in, them cattle truck was bringing them in. And I was out there with them drill sergeant boy hooping and hollering at them newbies like I was a cadre. And man, I stayed with them about 2 weeks, and then I came down on orders going to Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. My MOS was 51F20, it was just handling petroleum. I get up there about 6 weeks. 6 weeks later, I messed around there getting short, getting ready to come back to my reserve base there in my hometown. I said, no, I ain't going back there. I went to see the recruiter. I said, hey, can I enlist and go regular army? He said, yeah, you can go RA, regular army. I said, yeah, I want to do it. So they said, yeah, they started processing me. And they got me over there to the board with this big old map of the world. Different places, all that. They said, where you want to go? I said, I don't know where I want to. I said, where can I go? They said, you can go anywhere you want to go. You want to go to Okinawa? I said, yeah, I want to go. It got scheduled for a flight going to Okinawa. So get squared away in Okinawa. They come in, got signed to unit. All we did, we handling petroleum on the island. They had Kadena and Naha Air Base. A lot of Naha Air Bases they came in and got refuel there, making some of them airstrikes back in Vietnam. I did 18 months over there. A friend of mine, he and I went to jump school, and the only way you could go to jump school, you had to volunteer for an airborne unit in Vietnam. And at that time, in the 101st and the Herd and the 82nd that came over later on, we got approved to go airborne. We finished jump school, and we were looking forward to really going to Vietnam. That was one of the ways of, like, we done volunteered to go. We did that to just go to jump school. I got back here to the States. First sergeant asked if anybody that wanted to go to the honor guard step forward and so forth. I guess I'll go, because I wasn't assigned to a unit yet. I was assigned as a TAC NCO for the leadership school. I didn't know at the time the MOS for that job was 11 Bravo. I didn't know that. Got promoted to E5 buck sergeant. Still didn't know what I got promoted under. TQ said, "Hey Sergeant, you need to go to records." I said, "What?" She said, "You on orders for Vietnam." I what? I just got married. Monday morning I went down there, man, Lord have mercy. I begged and copped a plea. Please let me just stay, because I had about 18 months left in the country. I went down there and they said, "No, so gotta go. I'm on order for Vietnam." Oh, that didn't sit too well. Man, we get to Vietnam, flew into Cameron Bay. And we messed around there in Cameron Bay, processing the innards for almost about a week. And you go down to the bulletin board out there, and they show who's shipping, where they going and so forth. Man, I went out there and checked see if my name was on there. I looked up and seen my name going to Chulai. Next day, I was bagged up, got it, had almost a plane load. Man, we get to Chulai, and they came out on the tarmac with buses and screens on the windows so they couldn't throw no hand grenades in. We load and the buses start going. We get down there all the way around and over the embankment, and South Channel Sea was out. And getting over there, and you had a big old sign, best infantry soldiers in the world. Got processed, go through that for 13 days. But between then, down there, a little bit down the beach there, was where the Lurps trained. And they came up there looking for some volunteers. And another guy said, "We go try them out." They go out on long range patrol with 7 guys and a dog. They don't fight, they try to get information. And see, you out there with 7 guys and a dog, hey, sometimes the odds get triple over what you got. So I said, "Man, I'm going." He said, let's go down. We went down there and spoke with the first sergeant at the Lurch. What do you think about wanting to come to Lurch? "Oh, you do?" Yeah. So we said. He said, "I'll tell you what, when you make up your mind to come, let me know. Come on down." Man, we get back up on top of the hill over there, and the chopper came in. Alert team coming back in. 7 went out. They were bringing a couple of them back in stretchers. 5 and a dog. Us getting off the chopper. Oh no. 7. That don't even sound right. 7 guys against 100 something. And I told the first officer, we went down there, no. I don't want nothing to do with it, no. We messed around now, getting down to the 12th day, the 12th night, they had to go on a live ambush. Getting ready for that, and the guy came up, one of the guys was going to take him out. He said, "Hey, Sergeant, you ain't got to go." The next day, they had a big formation out there. People were shipping to the units. Okay, we sitting out there. He said, "All right, personnel, boy, there's a whole bunch, man, company size more out there. Then started calling all names, people going to so-and-so, and all these was infantry unit. Going to so-and-so, 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 so-and-so. I said, man, personnel going to 101st. And they went on, and then they got personnel going to 4th with the 3rd, 11th Infantry, 4th, so-and-so, so-and-so, Sergeant Turner, son. What? He called 4th with the 3rd, 11th Infantry. I said, wait a minute. They said, they down there in Duck Poke. That's their base camp. Their base camp is down there in Duck Poke. I said, oh man, it was about 13 of us, and that was the Miracle Division. I said, oh man, they get down now. It's processing the battalion, the company that you were going to. And all 13 of us went to Alpha Company, 4th with the 3rd, 11th Infantry. They was rebuilt, they was redoing 3rd Platoon. Because they got hit bad. They detonated 500 pounder. Had a whole bunch of guys killed and wounded, and I fell in that platoon. 3rd Platoon, 4th with 3rd, 11th Infantry. And get to the company, get squared away, and they taking all that new stuff we had, all them new uniforms and boots and all that. They got all our socks and underwear, and uniforms, and turned them in and supply. I said, man, that's my stuff. He said, no, that's just everybody's stuff. You'll get it. Man, we sitting in there and down there in the supply room, he met the supply sergeant. He started bringing out magazines, weapons and ammunition, grenades and stuff, man. You know, and I said, and we were just loading. He said, man, I done loaded about 6 or 7 magazines. He said, whoa, y'all. He said, have y'all put a tracer about the 19th round? No, what's that for, sir? That's letting you know you getting out of ammo, you out of ammo. Man, here we go, unloading them on the magazine, 19th round, that tracer. I filled me 52 damn magazines. And I got me a Claymore bag. I carried about 4 or 5 grenades. Gonna go out on the resupply chopper to the unit. And the unit wasn't in base camp. Because I asked the supply sergeant, I said, where's the company? He said, they're in the field. We caught a flight out of there, and they stopped in LZ Dottie. It was a fire base, and they was picking up, getting resupply there, getting ready to go out to the company, take to our company, my company, Alpha Company. It was E6 there. He was waiting to go back out because he was in because he had malaria and he was going back out. He said, I'd like to get you in my platoon because he was a platoon sergeant. So the chopper came in and we started loading up, got on the chopper. We left out there, headed to the company. We get just about to the company, we seen them, and they circled around and they were trying to get up on this ridge line to set up for security for the choppers to land. And man, I'm looking at some of them guys down there, I said, man, what they tell you to, they look rag bag. They been out in the woods so long, man, they dirty, filthy, man, chopper landed. He got off, we offloading all the equipment and so forth. Met up with the company commander, and he told Sergeant Rouse, he says, Sergeant Rouse, you're gonna take over 3rd Platoon. He said, can I have Sergeant Turner? He said, yeah, you got it. Went over and met up with what left with the 3rd Platoon and my boy Jasmine. Jasmine down there, he was out Gurney. And Jasmine, boy, he was down there, he done dug in the fight position. And I went down there and meet him. He said, Sarge, you coming to our platoon? I said, yeah. He said, good. He said, Sarge, you got to help me. I said, what you mean? He said, I've been getting ham and lima beans. Every time rats come in, I get ham and lima. They turn them over, and I guess his hand just when he go and pick one up, it's a ham and lima beans. That's all he said. I've been getting ham and lima beans. I'm tired of getting ham and lima beans. Can you help me? And then all of a sudden, Tracer coming up, boy, I said, oh Lord, help. I done left my rucksack about 15 yards from where I was, and I'm sitting there drinking a cold Ham's beer, weapon up there. So I hit the deck, man, crawling to get my weapon. I got my weapons and ammo and crawled down there in the hole with Jasmine. We started returning some fire, plus we had an OP down there. All of a sudden the OP came in. He had got hit and a round went through his flight jacket. And all the time we were in there, Jasmine was crying about some damn ham and lima beans. So you gonna help me give me some ham? And that boy could put some rounds, he put 2 or 3 rounds in following each other before the first one hit. He was thumping me just like an automatic. It was hot, it was hot. And the supply sergeant didn't tell us what to take to carry them ropes. And I had a poncho liner, a poncho, a mosquito net, a blanket. I had all this. After that incident up there on that ridge line, we left out that next day, going down off of it. We headed out that ridge. I bet I went maybe about 200 or 300 meters, man. I was burnt out there, all that weight. And we messed around now, and I think that was the first, maybe one of my major contacts. The first one where they caught us in an L-shaped ambush. Caught us when we was in nothing but wide open, the only cover we had was them banks of them rice paddies. You had mud and water. The whole company's out in this wide open area. And I don't know if you ever seen it, how that parade field is there on Fort Bragg. Mm-hmm. Well, it was 3 or 4 times larger than that parade field on Fort Bragg. And no cover. The only thing the cover was behind them damn dikes in them paddies. We got out, the whole company was out. We spread out. The company commander told us, "Don't be walking on the mountain." And we sloshing in that mud and stuff. All of a sudden, all hell breaks loose. They hit us with automatic weapons and cruiser weapons, and had us in an ambush. And we was almost the lead element. We had 4 people hit. All you could hear going across by you is lead, and they got me hollering for the medic. And I'm sitting there and I said, man, I thought I was gonna get killed that day. I said, man, good gracious alive. We started trying to get fire superiority back, because they had it on us. They had fire superiority on us. Machine gunner, he started running low on ammo and he started hollering for ammo. One of the guys got up with a couple of bandoliers of ammo and got up and broke toward him and threw that ammo to him. Got down, but he didn't get hit. We had 4 hit right from get-go. Medics was trying to work on them, and we tried to get fire superiority on them. They had us over here and they had us forward us, and we trying to get some out. We couldn't get no artillery, but it was 2 gunships was working the area, and they heard what we was in, and they said we are in the area and we got ordnance. And the old man told us we need every bit we can get. We concentrating here, and we hear this behind us, and it sounds like AK-47 behind us. And we thought that they had done surrounded us. And look back, and after how you hear them, rockets going in there. Man, they came over with them miniguns, man, just tearing up the area and them rockets. They came over and they went in that corner, and They radioed back to us and said, don't y'all move. They everywhere in here. They were hitting them, man, and the dope gunner, he was firing back into them. We held off right quick. They worked that area. Then they put them in the run. We started getting up, started moving, firing and moving, getting in the wood line, got in the wood line, and it was like a village like. I saw a lot of straw hats running. It wasn't no explode. They didn't hit us with no mortar or nothing. It just nothing but small arms and so forth. We messed around now. We got in there, moved in there in that village, and it was minigun bullets was laying on the ground just like gravel, man. Them guys, boy, they were working them out. You always seen blood trail, pieces of meat, and at that time, our battalion commander had gotten killed. Helix, Charlie, the command chopper, the whole crew on that chopper were killed, and 7 of them in that chopper, and that Helix. It was one, Air Force pilot. Somehow they collided in the air. Battalion commander, 2 RTOs, 2 doe gunners, and the 2 chopper pilots. It was about 8 of them on that. We had to fight our way through that ruckus that we was in, fight our way through it to get over there to put up security. And we started moving through there and got on the other side and then come out on the clearing. We didn't want to go across this clearing again. We're gonna go around in this wood line, and we started through there, and boy, a sniper shot at me, and a round hit a limb over my head. I seen it, and I looked back, and Raul looked at me. He said, "Yeah, he's after your ass, Turner." I said, "Oh man!" I got behind that tree, man. I started crying. Boy, I said, "That boy had me. He had me." We messed around now. Second platoon had moved over and picked him up. Got it. Had almost a brand new M1 and a wallet and 1 dong. I told him, "Hey, that's mine. That 1 dong is mine," because he tried to kill me. We got here, got that. Then we moved on in and started setting up security with that chopper where it crashed. Man, we were picking up parts. And the guy asked one of the guys in the squad, said, "Sergeant, what all you got in your ruck?" I said, "I had that mosquito net, that poncho." I said, he said, get. We started putting body parts. My second one was going to Mila, and that was of course that was one of the biggest incidents. Supposedly went in that village and killed all them people. When we got there, we spread out, and boy, Joker's on the other side of that lake. It wasn't that wide of a lake. Joker's on that other side, man. We was all sitting around, jiving around. Man, all of a sudden they opened up on us, man. Let me tell you something. Boy, we started running and falling back, man, and getting behind cover and stuff. Guys jumped in one of Papa's son's fishing nets, hooks and stuff. I fell back into a spot where it was like a trench, like our machine gunner. He started returning fire. They shot one of the legs off with a machine gun. In my platoon, lost 2 guys in my platoon. They got me in Marcinelle and Sprouse and Marcinelle. We walked in a minefield. We was in a village around 3 o'clock. We were sitting around in a hooch, talking about back home and so forth. And Sprouse, he said, when I get out of here, when I leave him here, I'm going back and I'm gonna get me a Dodge 442, a red Dodge 442. I said, "Yeah, oh yeah." All of a sudden, Charlie, radio say he's at grid coordinates, say he's receiving fire. He said, "What it is, they shooting, and when it hit the ground, it explode." Raul said, "Turner," he said, "get your people ready, Because we could see the chopper. He said, get the people ready, cause he gonna send us over there. Sure enough, CO radioed to us and told us to head over that way. We started out when the guy, he wanted to do point. He did point for a while. He ran into two VC face to face and had a shootout. He killed one. He got him right back of the head. Shot him back of the head. The other hit the wood line. He got away. Sprouse was point. He was on point. He got on point and started up and got up and he held us up. And Rouse hollered back at me. He said, "Turner," he said, get your people 10 meters apart." And I hollered, I said, "All right, get your so-and-so, as 10 meters." And when I came back around, I caught the concussion. Black smoke concussion from a bouncing Betty between Sprouse and Marcinelle. They was critically wounded. Rouse, the platoon sergeant, he caught a couple of pieces in his leg and a piece in his belt, just below his belt, about the size of your thumb. Our RTO Roland, he caught a piece of shrapnel in his ear, and another one he caught some in his arm. And them two, they didn't want to go back, didn't want to go out. I get up there to Rouse. I'm working on him, and he on the radio getting dust off and calling company commander, doing what happened. Doc was up there working on Marcinelle and Sprouse, and Rouse just said, "Turner," he said, "y'all be careful." He said, "Some more around here." We had some engineers with us. They had mine detectors. He said, "Hey, don't move him. It's one right there." I'm up there with Marcinelle, and he was conscious. He said, "Get the sun out my eyes. Get the sun out my eyes." I put my hand out, it ain't no, I'm saying to myself, it ain't no sun, it's a clear day. Rouse got a chopper en route, they started coming. They told us to pop smoke. We popped smoke, they popped smoke. And chopper pilot said, "I tally ho your yellow smoke." Negative, we call them negative, because we popped the purple. Negative, because they were headed toward that negative. Man, they messed around there, got it right. They came in, they wouldn't land about 3 or 4 feet off the ground. And getting stretchers out, getting Marcinelle and Sprouse on them stretchers, and Rouse getting him on one and getting them in the chopper and getting them out of there. They left out. Now I'm in charge. We headed out, got back there, and I got over there and I went to the CO. I had I got all the maps from Sergeant Rouse and so forth. He got over there, he called me when I got over there, he said, "Turner, what happened over there?" I said, "We walked into a minefield. I said, Sprouse and Marcinelle was badly hit, and Sergeant Rouse was badly hit. He told the radio operator to get a fix on them. About an hour later, got a fix back on them. Marcinelle died en route. Sprouse died on the receiving tape. Rouse, he had to be medevac back to the States. They never seen him no more. Marcinelle and Sprouse, they wasn't number 19 years old. We found out a day before one of the guys' birthday that he was turning 18. He was 17 years old. When I came back, I got out, I ETS from over there. I stayed out for about 3 months, and I decided to go back in. And when I went back in and went to Fort Meade, Maryland, put me in an MP battalion. I didn't know nothing about no MP. And I was in the 519th MP battalion. And then I ended up on the roster for Vietnam. This time I got over to Cameron Bay again. Processed in, and I was there at the 630th MP Company. I spoke with the battalion commander. I guess he saw that I had wings and a CIB. He assigned me to convoy escort. Convoy escort, the best job, well, it wasn't really the best, but it Yeah, I didn't have to do no humping. The platoon sergeant, he was getting short, and he's 6. When he left, I taken over the tune. Our favorite run that we always got hit, just about all the time. You knew you were gonna get hit when you went up to Bamatut. And that stretch going up that mountainside, it just parallel all the way up to the top. And on top, a Korean compound. Man, we could leave, and we had a headhunter and a chopper. The headhunter was a helix and had a gunship. When we get down at the bottom, when we get there, we make sure everybody, they start checking everything, checking your guns, getting your guns squared away, because about 4 miles up, ain't no telling what we're gonna receive going up there. Get word from headhunter that he was in the area, gunship hollered and give us a go that they ready. We start up that bad boy, and sometimes we get halfway up there, and all hell break loose. Lead Jeep would turn around, and the lead V100 to turn around and put up cover fire. Sometimes we may have 25 or 30 5,000 gallon tankers with JP4 and av gas and all that going up there, and we put up fire and kept them moving. One time we get up there, and we worked out just about all the way up to the top. It got up to the top. We held up the convoy and checking the damages. And looked at, I went down there to this one, and I seen this one tractor and trailer. He had two connectors on his trailer, and he had about 5 bullet holes in his windshield. Now I looked up when I got there. Opened it. I said, "Man," "they was after you, wasn't they?" They said, "Yeah, sir." He said, "They got me too." What? He had to open the door. I opened the door. He had got a piece of shrapnel from, I don't know from what, but in his chest. What? He said, "Yeah, they got me down there too." I said, "Oh man." Now we're trying to, medics that were with it, they started working on it. We're trying to get a dust off for it. Couldn't get no dust off, so the gunship said, "Well, we'll take him in." After I come back, I decided I'm gonna give it up. I would have stayed in. I'd have stayed in 30 years, but I said, "No, I'm tired now. I'm tired."
Hey, y'all, this is Don Morrison with The Calm Professional. Thank you again for watching and tuning in with us today. If you like what you heard and saw, please hit the subscribe and like button. Let everybody else know about us. I want everybody to come and see what we have to talk about. If you want to reach me, you can reach me at thecalmprofessional@gmail.com. That is all one word, thecalmprofessional@gmail.com. Also, feel free to leave a comment if you like. If there's something that you want us to talk about that we haven't, let me know in the comments or in the email, and I'll see if we can get it on the show. The only criteria that I have is just be respectful of everybody else, y'all. We don't need any more hate out here in the world today, all right? So I can't wait to see you guys soon, and I'll see you on the next episode. Take care.